On this week's GTA 6 o'clock, what we can expect from Trailer 2. I think there are some specific similarities here between 5's first trailer and 6's first trailer. Why Joe Rubino probably isn't Jason in GTA 6.
I play Jason.
And what will GTA 6 look like post-launch? Well, I've written in capital letters, unlikely. It's all here on this week's GTA 6 o'clock. Yes, hello everybody and welcome to episode 39 of GTA 6 o'clock. We are back in the studio after what actually feels like quite a long time, but we are here. I am JJ and joining me this week is Dan Dawkins.
Hello. I cannot believe we're approaching our 40th birthday. Where does life take you? Move so fast. Life moves fast.
A few more weeks and we will be a whole year old.
Good grief.
I mean, I say a few, 12, which is 3 months, but fine. Yes, nice to have you here, Dan. It's obviously not quite the same as having Ned Luke here with me, but I'm going to live with it this week. It's fine.
Better.
Better. I'll tell him. I'll tell him you said that.
Yeah.
We obviously haven't been in the studio together for quite a few weeks.
Yeah.
We've both been away doing any, little things, bits and pieces. Anything to catch up on?
Well, for the audience, I've had I think I was back. I told them about my lovely holiday in France.
You did.
Surrounded by rip-offs of GTA. Otherwise, no. We have made a global game showcase, and that's kind of where we've been. And James has been hanging out with the stars of GTA.
Yes, quite. Nothing really GTA 6 related to catch up on. I guess, as you mentioned, Gamescom, we should just quickly catch up on what happened there. And 2K, obviously the owner, the parent company of Rockstar Games, their 2025 slate has now got much, much bigger based on some reveals at Gamescom, which does probably tie in to all of the thing that everyone loves talking about the most on this show, the financials.
Yes.
But their 2025 lineup currently now consists of Borderlands 4 coming in 2025, Civilization 7 coming February 11th, I think, 2025, Mafia: The Old Country coming in 2025, and now GTA 6 coming in currently fall 2025. So given what we now know about all of those releases, that is going to have a big impact on those financial things, or it was something that they already folded in. But when we were looking for that, missing money all those episodes ago, some of these games are probably going to, help bump that along.
Yeah, I'd have to go back through the wording of their forward-looking financial statements to see if we could identify the gaps. I feel like, Civilization 7 we knew was coming. Borderlands is another absolute dozy in terms of prediction. The one that feels unexpected in terms of this sort of slightly obtuse way they describe things is maybe Mafia: The Old Country. It certainly slipped my radar. I don't know if you feel differently, but that's one that I didn't feel like it was baked in to their financials. But I don't know, maybe you could swap that for, I think in my mind I was thinking they may be positioning the Ken Levine Judas game for this financial year. That game's gone very, very quiet. So maybe that's financial years and beyond, like who knows? And it's a Ken Levine game, so it could be literally years away.
No, I think you're right. Mafia, I think, was probably one of the biggest surprises from all of the Gamescom releases. I don't think many people saw that coming. Obviously, it's a good franchise and will be interesting to see how that game comes along. So we'll start Mafia O'Clock very soon, right, Dan? Okay. So let's get back to talking about what we're here for, GTA 6. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what we can expect from Trailer 2. Now, there's obviously been, talk every week about when is Trailer 2 coming. Me and Dan were just talking off air about some of the, how should I describe them? Less accurate Twitter accounts concerning GTA 6 that are putting out like, hey, maybe it's coming in November. And what I would say to that is you only have to do 11 more posts and one of those months will be correct. But what I wanted to talk about was what things I think we can expect from Trailer 2. We might have covered a couple of these things before, but hey, we're on episode 39, so let's revisit some of these things. So think back to GTA 5's Trailer 1. This was the Why Did I Move Here trailer with Michael doing the voice acting, Michael doing the VO, which if you had heard the interview that we did with Ned Luke last week, he revealed that those lines are actually just given to him on a piece of paper. And he was told to just come into a room and read them out. And he didn't really know what they were for until he saw them. So it's that trailer. And in that trailer, we get a general city overview. We see some of the activities. There are some street signs. There's a lot of action at the end. And there's a bit of a highlight on the Bugstars robbery mission. And if you compare this to the GTA 6 trailer, Dan, which we've got some side-by-side images here, there's actually almost what I'd be inclined to say is like a GTA/Rockstar playbook in how to make trailers. Because some of these shots are almost identical in the way that, as we can see here, there's, you get the lovely cityscape of the beach, you get the Vinewood or Vice sign, you get some NPCs which we may or may not ever see again.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? They could be significant characters. They could just be people like in the GTA 5 trailer walking up that mountain. And I think remember back in the GTA 5 o'clock days going, who are these people? Like, they don't look like main characters. Are they people you're going to be friends with? Are you going to go on hikes with them? Turns out, no. They're not. They're just people there for the color of the trailer. But they also seem to really love red cars. I don't think that's a trope. But there is, almost the exact same shot of the car skidding around the corner in GTA 5's first trailer and GTA 6's first trailer. The only difference is in GTA 5, that car is being pursued by police cars. And in 6, they're just escaping from the robbery. But essentially the same kind of thing. And we get some street signs, Lucia driving past some of them, and then just a first-person view in the GTA 5 one. So all that being said, I think there are some very specific similarities here between 5's first trailer and 6's first trailer, which allows us to go and look at 5's second trailer to maybe work out what we're going to see when that trailer eventually drops.
Yeah, and I think just to summarise on trailer 1 for both games, the first trailer is almost, it's just a vibe, isn't it? It's like, meet the city. This is generally the engine and what we're working with. But if GTA 5 is any indication for 6, like, a lot of things won't be locked, like where certain things, they might have an idea for a mission, but they're not really sure how it plays out. And we talked about that in a previous episode in relation to the Bugstars stuff. And like, it just didn't, the chronology of it didn't quite end up working out the same way. And there's probably, like we talked about the hikers, there's just characters in that who aren't really even a thing. And like, they may not even be a part of the main GTA 6. It's just creating an ambience. That's all it is. It's like, meet the first character, the world, really. In fact, we probably had even more from 6 than we had from 5, in that we didn't really get introduced to Michael in any way apart from his shoulder in trailer 1, where it felt like we got a better look at, Lucia nailed on, and then Jason, Jason quote marks, we did see him a few times, so it seems safe to assume he's a major character.
Yeah. So taking all that into account, like I said, GTA 5's trailer 2, and in fact, this does sort of extend to Red Dead's trailer 2 as well. I think we'll put it on in the background here, is much more story focused. So as you say, we've seen the city and the vibe in trailer 1. Trailer 2 is much more like, let's get to know the people and like start to feel some of the things that are going on in the city. So we've got Michael's family in here. We see the therapist. We even see Chop, although at the time we didn't know that Chop was going to be playable.
Yeah.
Although he is. Then we switch to Trevor. We see a bit of Franklin, but these are much more sort of like story mission cutscenes here. Like, it's expanding on the locations. So we're seeing not just Los Santos, but we're seeing some of the surrounding area, some of San Andreas. And then it ends with, pre-order now. So if we extend that to GTA 6's trailer 2 and what I think we might be seeing here, these are my things. Feel free to jump in with any comments, Dan, or anything else. I think we're going to see much more of Jason and Lucia interacting in the second trailer, and probably some of the non-lead characters that we might meet in the world. I think you might see a couple of those type of people, like, I guess, Michael's therapist, who you'd say not a lead character in 5, but does play a significant enough role to have a little mention of him in the trailer. I think we might get somebody like that. I think we're going to see much more of Vice City and, crucially, the surrounding areas, which will very much help with the mapping project and working out what shape the map actually is. And we'll get much more of a city vibe, I think. So we'll see more of the activities. We'll see the places that we can visit and the things that we can do in the world, and much, much more of that kind of stuff. And I would expect it to be all in-game shots like GTA 5's trailer 2, lifted like straight from cutscenes in the game.
Yeah.
Although, as we've mentioned before, some of the characters may be swapped around or be doing different things than they do in the final game for spoilers and story reasons, that kind of thing. But I definitely don't think for this trailer, as you probably have all predicted, that we'll see any like real gameplay with a HUD or anything like that. It will still be very cinematically led, cutscenes, slightly different camera angles than you'd get in the final game. Like, we're not going to see any actual driving with health bars and that kind of stuff. Like, that's going to come much later, probably in what they will call the gameplay trailer. Now, there's a question at the end of GTA 5's trailer 2, which had pre-order now and the date. I'm going to throw it out there and say I don't think this second trailer for GTA 6 is going to have a pre-order now thing. I don't think it's going to be the catalyst for that. And also, I'm not even sure if this trailer is going to arrive this year now. I've said it.
Ooh, and based on what feeling?
I'd like it. I really would like it to happen. But I think it's, it feels like I think we're going to get some screenshots this year. I think that will happen. As I said on episode 25, for everyone who's listened to all the episodes, I said back then that they might be with us on September the 21st, which feels about right, about a year before the release. I still think that might happen. I still think we might get some kind of screenshot drop this month, next month, possibly November. I just now feel like the time, like to do a pre-order trailer, it feels like that's too early in the cycle to have people pre-order it a year, possibly a bit more than a year before the game comes out. So I don't know. I don't know if you feel differently, but the pre-order trailer had a release date on it of spring 2013. We've already covered that in trailer 1 by saying fall, which is basically the same. So there's not really going to be anything that adds to the trailer in terms of like a news beat or a release thing. So I think they'll probably just leave it off and just say, do another end card that just says fall 2025 and leave pre-ordering for later on.
How do I feel about it? I feel like, let's be clear. I don't know. What I would say based on the evidence of history is that we're like, in terms of the month phasing, behind schedule from where we were for GTA 5. Like GTA 5's first trailer was November the 2nd in that respective calendar year of 2011, where the GTA 6 trailer was like, December? So we're like a month behind the old timeline. For whatever that's worth, right? That might mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But if history is to be our guide, and we've just talked about trailer 1 mapping reasonably to trailer 1 that we knew. And Rockstar, like any company, have plans, and it's easy to roll out templates of plans. And we've talked about this on the show before. So I would expect them to at least consider what they did previously when they consciously decide whether to mirror it or not. So like we're a month behind. So, and given that trailer 2 of GTA 5 hit in mid-November, November 14th, in the year after the first trailer, that would then mean that if they're following exactly the same timeline, the trailer would be December, mid-December. That's the Game Awards.
That's a Christmas present.
It's a Christmas present. But again, as we've said many times on the show, I don't see a world where Rockstar drop their trailer at the Game Awards because of politics and reasons and that sort of thing. It's also very late to drop a trailer. But I could believe it could happen, right? I'm not saying it won't. I could say I could believe it would happen. Some of the things I'm interested in are things they did last time that haven't happened in this campaign. So like when they dropped trailer 1 originally, as I say, back in November the 2nd, 2011, we did have like a few tidbits of information by this stage of the campaign. So I'd forgotten about this, but in March, after their first GTA 5 trailer, they did an IGN story about the crew system, which was for multiplayer and Max Payne 3 and future titles, including GTA 5. So they were breadcrumbing clues. And then by July, we had 2 screenshots, which gave away nothing. It was, the man staring at the lake and a helicopter.
Yeah.
But then we had a cascade of screenshots all the way through August. So like in August, we had like a fighter plane, a car, a bike. Then we had motorbikes, like a mansion. It felt like the world was being fleshed out much more quickly. So by the end of August 24th, we were sat on a war chest of about 10 screens. None of that has happened yet.
No.
Now, something I think's... There was other things released that were significant. Like in October, they had the first artwork, which is the 2 guys in the Bugstars van. And then at the end of October, we had the iconic woman in bikini with the V sign and all that stuff about her being ripped off and so on and so forth. But what we did have that we're not going to get because we can't is before trailer 2 was the first moving glimpse we had of Trevor and Franklin. But we knew about them because at the start of November, they did a massive world exclusive cover with Game Informer. Now, Game Informer very recently ceased to exist to the point where their website no longer exists, and it sort of says, thanks for all the memories and 404s. An outlet that could do that level of reveal might not be available to them. It might not what they want to do.
Well,
but
there's one right here. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, there is GTA 6 o'clock.
One
to
of
be
these
clear.
things does still exist.
You're right. So look out for GTA 6 o'clock to debut the new characters. So, but what they did is they gave the world the pre-read on trailer 2.
Yeah.
They announced the characters. They put the artwork out there. That I remember the day that issue of Game Informer dropped. And I remember it coming in the office. And I remember it was available to buy and download as effectively a digital PDF.
Yeah.
Ourselves and every outlet in the world had our $7 ready or whatever it was, $10 when we bought it. But it was ram-jammed full of stuff. It was like a GTA brochure. It had so much information in it. And then you could head into trailer 2 having done, you'd done your homework. Now, and unless they do a similar drop, I don't say apart from our show, I don't see how else they could replicate it. But, it's interesting. Will they do a round of media before trailer 2, a bit like they did? Because they did do preview follow-ups with IGN and different outlets, even before trailer 2. Will they just skip that beat entirely and go straight to trailer 2? Or will there be some kind of all your favourite games websites and or creators get a little nibble of it? I don't know. Like I don't know how they would play it in this world. I don't think they're obliged to do it anyway. But it's an interesting analog on how the world has changed.
And I feel like I think that will happen at some point. But I think my feeling is they will flip that this time. So we'll get trailer 2 first, and then some kind of hands-off preview report-y type thing, of which, of course, we'll be going to. But I think you might see a glimpse of something in trailer 2 that is like, like the Bugstars mission from the GTA 5 trailer, and that's the bit that they'll expand upon. So even in, I think when we knew that stuff, when we were watching trailer 2 and then later some of the character trailers, you could start to piece together, oh, that's that mission that they saw.
Yeah.
That's a scene from that. That's that guy. It
Yeah,
became
that's
much
it. You had crib
clearer.
notes, didn't you? Yeah.
So maybe that will happen this time around, but in reverse. So we'll see the little clip, and then some kind of expansion will happen later on where we get written or audio details about what is actually happening, and we can go, oh, you've seen this 3-second clip, but actually it's from a larger mission that took place over these 10 minutes, like that kind of thing.
So I agree with you. I think actually they're more likely to drop everything in trailer 2 to all of the world all at once than potentially to give it to a select few outlets, unless one of those outlets is GTA 6 o'clock.
In which case we will graciously accept it.
In which case that's a really good idea. So let's see. But I'm slightly more optimistic they will drop something this year. I mean, screenshots, yes, I agree. I think we'll have a trailer this year, but it might be by the skin of our teeth. And it really might be any time in December. It might even be a year to the day of trailer 1, like that sort of thing. I think it's that sort of period they'll be looking at. Let's see. Let's see. Like there's all sorts of variables at play.
Yes.
And I don't know. It's just my gut is I'm slightly more optimistic that I think they will want to give fans something within the calendar year.
Well, put your comments and thoughts for when you think these things might be happening below if you're listening on YouTube. Right, let's move on to Brian Sampala and why he probably isn't Jason in GTA 6. Now, I feel like people have probably ruled him out already, but just to draw a line under it, I think we should quickly discuss it here. The background here is that Brian Zampella is one of the names that was coming up when there was a lot of debate about who was playing Jason, or at least did come up when, there were all the candidates being suggested. And I think, let's be honest, he's leaned into it quite a lot. So even on his Instagram stories on January the 11th this year, you can see this image that he posted up there, which is him with a number of familiar faces from GTA 5, obviously. Now, first of all, given everything that we know, and let's pretend for 1 minute that he is still in the running, I'm not sure he's going to be posting anything if he was in GTA 6, especially not something like this. But let's, for the benefit of the doubt, carry on. And I think the history of this comes from a clip that I've seen keeps getting posted on Twitter, which is a call between Joe Rubino and Brian Zampella. And for context, Joe is a now former Rockstar employee who worked on like cinematography, was a cinematic director. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Because this conversation took place in 2023, but Joe left Rockstar in 2016. So this is a long time after he actually left the company. But there is this clip of those guys talking.
What's up? What's up?
Yo, what the fuck?
Oh,
Hey!
Rabino.
What's going on, bro? What is going on? What's with all this hype right now?
What's up, brother? What are you doing?
I'm just chilling, man. I'm trying to figure out what you're doing. How you doing, man? It's been a while, bro. Like, what's going on?
Dude, you know me. I like to stay in the shadows usually, but I have gotten so many messages from all around the world. It's been absolutely insane. I mean, from Brazil, Colombia, Japan, China, Iran, all over the place. People are just like messaging me, and I'm just compelled to be out here right now. Basically, the community has started a bonfire where the flames have gone up to the stars. So I'm here. I figured let me get acquainted with them, and they should get acquainted with me because we're going to be together for a very long time. We're a fucking crew right now. We're a fucking unit.
Wow. You know, it's great. You've been involved in so many projects, film, game, you name it. And you know, like what's really wild to me is you've always wanted to kind of stay
here now. So I'm going to be a little more accessible to everybody. I'm going to probably do this maybe weekly. You know, I'll see. I'm really busy. I got a lot of shit going on. I got a lot of projects going on, from, you know, big to kind of medium. Shit I can talk about, shit I can't talk about. But I'm going to be a little bit more available for everybody, because just an overwhelming response from everybody. So I'm going to be a little more 100% true. Actually, I was in a club in Miami, and I was at a table, a bunch of miles, whatever, fucking, you know, whatever. And I saw their faces light up. I actually have a fucking mission I got to do. I'll tell you about it on the phone.
Oh shit, bro! Hit me up after this. I want to get together, bro. Let's talk. You know, I'm coming down to Florida soon, bro. We should get together.
100%. When you're in Florida, hit me up for sure.
So his big quote there is, "Hey, I'm here. I figured let me get acquainted with them." He's talking about the audience. Because they should get acquainted with me, because we're going to be together for a very long time. Now, all the comments on that, I think it was an Instagram live feed, are all like GTA 6, GTA 6, GTA 6. But as I said, I think this would be more interesting if Joe was still working at Rockstar. But again, if he was, I don't think either of these people would be that active on social, because of what we know. And, you know, even in the interview with Ned, and as we've worked with Roger Clark before, you see like their socials go dark and they're not really allowed to say too much. Things might have changed, but I'm guessing that they actually haven't. And it seems like these two are working on something together called Blast Crew. Obviously, I guess they met when they were working on, maybe when Joe still was at Rockstar, and maybe Brian came in and did something, like, who knows. But Blast Crew is described as, I will read it out. "Welcome to the Blast Crew, a top secret multimedia project that holds lots of big surprises, and where you, the audience, get to choose the path and direction of the narrative and interact with the content. Keep blasting. Hashtag Blast Crew. Hashtag Blast Live. Hashtag Brian Sampella." Which also, weirdly, one of their clips from an episode in September 2023 has Sean Fontano in it from GTA 5. So there's a whole load of weird stuff going on, but I don't think actually it's GTA 6 related. And I don't think, just to draw a line under it, like I said, that this guy is in GTA 6.
Yeah. Two things to say here. Number one, if he was the inverted commas Jason actor, he would have an NDA. And if Ned Luke's experience is to be read into, that NDA would be cast iron. And there's no way on God's earth he would be shouting about, it's me, attention community, it's me. If he was doing that, and he is the actor, where's the Lucia actor doing the same thing? If the NDA does or doesn't apply? Nowhere, because that it would be subject to NDA. The second reason I know he's not the Jason actor, and this is a world exclusive, I play Jason in the new...
I thought you were going to say something insightful then.
No, it's me. It's me.
Right.
But let's put it this way. It's as likely to be me as this man.
Okay.
And I will be talking about this extensively on my Twitter account that you can follow. And I'll be putting hashtag Dang Dawkins, hashtag GTA 6, hashtag I'm going to ride this boat as long as I can until the truth is revealed. I'm very skeptical of this, James, as you can tell.
Yes. Well, I think, as I said, I think most of the community have passed on this now.
Yes, I know.
And moved on to a couple of other people. But I think it's just worth pointing out, if you want to go and watch that episode, I'd love to hear what you think about it, because it's sort of strange. I appreciate the concept of,
yes,
it's something that Netflix were doing, like sort of choose your own adventure, but with live action stuff. Like it's an idea. But yeah, go and have a look at that on YouTube. We'll put links in the description, and you can take a look.
And my sensible final addition, apart from me being the actor, is, maybe he's going to do something with the old GTA actors. It's just not GTA related.
Yes.
That's it.
I think that is much more likely.
That would make sense. Then he can go, I wasn't technically lying. even though I led you all up the garden path and everyone's angry. Look, we've all got a grift in this world. It's like that guy who got attached to doing the soundtrack for Trailer 2 who's been running marathons every day for 30 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We've all got a grift. This is the world.
Yeah. Hey, I ran a marathon this weekend.
But not every day for 30
No, it
years
wasn't
in
every
promotion
day.
of your music.
No, it wasn't. And I wasn't going around telling people I was in GTA 6,
No.
unlike you.
And he does, yeah, well, I've just said it once. And he doesn't actually run a marathon, he runs several miles.
Yeah, and I could probably do that. And finally, we're moving on to an email that we've got. Now, this comes via George, who sent us an email at gtavio'clock@gmail.com. Please do the same if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments. George says something that I think we've also touched on before, but with GTA 6 coming out in what can only be presumed in 12 to 14 months, what are your hopes or thoughts for the early months / post-Christmas 2025s in terms of DLC? Will it be a dry beta like Red Dead Online for a few months, or will we be waiting 2 years to get missions like heists, like what happened with GTA Online, despite heists being in trailers before the game was released? That's a lot, and I'm sorry. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts if you see this. Thanks again, lads. George. So, Dan, GTA Online at launch. What did we think?
Oh, we talked about this before, haven't we? I don't know is the answer. Like, I think it would be sensible were they to maintain that staggered approach to let the single player breathe and then bring the servers online. Maybe that's really naive old school thinking. Because
I also like that. We're going to agree on this.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice to have that 2-week window where you're just playing the single play and don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah, because otherwise on day one, you're worried about are the servers working? Am I falling behind in the invisible online arms race of my character? Yeah. That's a terrible position to be in. The great unknown is to what extent GTA Online is enmeshed with the GTA 6 story. Is this they were very much standalone previously. Is this going to be much more enmeshed and integrated where at any moment you can leap in and blah, blah, blah? That's the bit we don't know. So, but I would please ask them to give us at least 2 weeks with the equivalent of the Wi-Fi off so we can just enjoy the game and breathe in the world without feeling like I really want to play single player, but I can't because if I don't, I'll be X $100,000 down, my ranking will be lower, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's awful as well because then it compels content creators to try and be everywhere all at once and shout to ruin the game as quickly as possible. They'll do that for single player, but let's not do it for single player online and everything all at once. Let's maintain some mystery in the world. Whether that's what they do, that's what I think they should do.
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, it worked with 5, right? Everyone was pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
So it'd make sense that definitely looking at it to do it again. But then I guess when they launched 5, they didn't quite know just how epically successful Shark Cards and online was going to be. So it's a different conversation now.
Yeah, they go into this game knowing that online it's got a roadmap of up to 10 years or beyond, which is crazy. Where when they launched GTA Online, it was like an experiment. They didn't know how it was going to go. And, it was a bit rocky for a bit. And I guess to go full circle on the question of will we get DLC, I can see from James's notes for the episode, I think we agree on this as well. Will we get DLC, James?
Well, I've written in capital letters, unlikely. And it will just be updates to GTA Online, which I think, given the history, is sensible. I will caveat that by saying this time, if they announce single player DLC, it will happen. But I just don't think they're going to announce it. I think we'll just get DLC packs in the form of GTA Online updates, which, as you say, if those two worlds are combined in any way, it could be a continuation of the story from 6 into GTA Online, on the understanding that they're set at the same time periods and all of that kind of thing. But I can see the end of 6 story-wise being the jumping off point for the start of GTA Online. and then them just continuing some of the storylines from 6 into online, which basically is single player DLC, but maybe with different characters. And it's like, but there are some story missions peppered in it. There are some heist things. I would say that would be my prediction of what would happen.
Yeah, I think I agree. We won't get DLC, pure single player DLC. I think we'll get different degrees of online update, from the hygienic ones of new skins, new cars, a new mission, to it's heists, it's the Doomsday. It's something like, and I wonder if, depending on what the big ambition is for GTA Online, could it be as major as, do they lay out a roadmap where they go, GTA Online launches this date, is set in the world of GTA 6. At some point in the future, we will introduce Liberty City, this. Like, that might be moon pie still, but I think there's a universe where they will have had the conversation of GTA Online is forever. At what point do we say it's forever and commit to having all these locations playable and different things? Maybe that's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's crazy. Or maybe if you look at a big online persistent universe like Fortnite, where the map is essentially blown up and redrawn every, I don't know how often the cadence is, you know better than me, but
it's like 3 months-ish.
Yeah, that's too much for, it's a different type of game, right? That's not going to work.
I mean, it updates every week.
Yeah.
With slight minor...
But every so often blows the world up, sometimes quite literally, to do something that feels a bit different.
Yes.
I don't think GTA will do that. I don't think we're going to have like an alien... Well, we might have an alien invasion, but I don't think it will be, and now the world looks like Liberty City or whatever. But I think the success of Fortnite almost puts pressure on GTA Online to have a more ambitious idea of what it is, a little bit. And I wonder if they will do bigger, more significant updates that they plan for in advance. Let's see, right? That's me moon pieing it, but like I could see that being a thing they've thought about and will have a plan for.
Good. All right. Well, then that just leaves me the time to wrap things up here, Dan. Thank you for coming along for episode 39. Please, if you are listening on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and write any comments, predictions, questions that you have below. If you are listening on any of the other services, give us a rating. Could be 5 stars, could be 4. Not lower than that, though, because, that's a choice that you have to make. And I mean, look, 4 or 5 stars would be nice.
Now I've just revealed I'm the voice actor of Jason.
Cool.
Don't be scared. Drop a little 5 stars on there, maybe a little comment. I mean, look, genuinely, it helps us out in terms of being seen and being more visible, especially on the podcast platforms. We appreciate anything you can do to help spread the word.
Yes, and drop us a follow on Twitter, or X if you like, at GTAVO'clock. And if you do have any things you'd like to email us in, that is gtavio'clock@gmail.com. We will read everything, we'll collect everything, and we will be back next week on Wednesday at 6 o'clock for another episode of GTA 6 o'clock.